Microsoft Flight Simulator is officially coming to PlayStation 5. For the first time in its 4-decade history, the legendary franchise is landing on Sony consoles. This announcement, however, hasn't been the celebration you might expect. Instead of uniting the community, it has split it down the middle, opening up old wounds and raising serious questions about the franchise's direction. But if you're still trying to make sense of it all, don't worry. I'm going to break down everything you need to know. The team at Flight Sim are currently at the Tokyo Game Show dropping some huge announcements. Not only have we gotten World Update 20, which brings Japan, along with the new local legends introducing the YS11, the team also made a huge announcement that Flight Sim 2024 is coming to PlayStation 5. A Microsoft title coming to Sony PlayStation. Let that sink in. But for PC veterans, this is kind of like deja vu all over again. With the disastrous buggy launch of 2024 fresh in everyone's mind, the community is asking critical questions. Like, is this expansion the final nail in the coffin for PC stability? Are we doomed to a future where the developers are too busy chasing new markets to even fix the game we already have? But it's not all bad news. On paper, bringing Flight Sim to a platform as massive as the PlayStation 5 is sold as a win for the community. More players mean a healthier ecosystem and more investments in the platform. But the real question is, investment in what? For new PlayStation pilots, the timing seems perfect. They get the new Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and unique features like haptic feedback and even PSVR 2 support. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. The very fear that more platforms will mean more broken updates for everyone. This anxiety became a reality with the launch of 2020 on Xbox, which coincided with Sim Update 5. After the update, forums were flooded with complaints about downgraded visuals and new bugs. Many were convinced that the PC version was nerfed to achieve stability on console hardware. That perception stuck because for many it was true. So understandably, the PS5 announcement reopened that wound. Asobo's resources are already stretched thin, evidence proven by that buggy launch of 2024. And in my opinion, spreading the team even thinner across PC, Xbox, and now PlayStation feels like a guarantee that the cycle of broken updates will accelerate, and fixing the core simulator and its bugs might be neglected. But let's put the justified anxiety aside for the moment and look at the genuine upside. Because it's not all doom and gloom. A bigger player base on PC, Xbox, and now PlayStation creates a massive unified market. With more customers comes more revenue, and with more revenue comes greater financial incentive for Microsoft and Asobo to invest heavily in the core simulation. A player base of this scale can't be ignored. The demand for a better, more stable simulator will come from millions of players across all platforms, creating a level of pressure that can drive significant improvement. This expansion is also a massive draw for third-party developers, who are the lifeblood of this hobby. For companies that create high-fidelity aircraft and scenery, a market that spans PC and both major consoles means more revenue than ever. This could trigger a new golden age of development with more resources poured into creating complex add-ons for everyone. A larger, more profitable ecosystem means more choice, more content, and potentially faster development of aircraft and features we all want, regardless of the platform. Now, of course, myself, I'm purely just a PC person, and I understand that add-ons for Xbox and PlayStation are going to be a lot more limiting than they are on PC. There's a lot less that can be done versus what you can do on a Windows computer. This simulator and hobby is very addictive. We saw with the launch of Xbox, hundreds and hundreds of people instantly switch from Xbox to getting a PC and getting into Flight Simulator. People that never had played Flight Simulator before got a PC because they tried it on Xbox. Not only that, we could see even better support for VR. Of course, with the PS5 launch, they announced that PSVR 2 will be supported as well. which means we might see more things like foveated rendering and even more technology to make VR more enjoyable on PC. But let's talk about the technical cost of this expansion. To understand why the fear is so justified, you have to look at the hardware. The PlayStation 5, like the Xbox X, has a hard physical limitation of 16 gigabytes of shared memory. To put that into perspective, dedicated Flight Sim's PC can have anywhere from 32 to 64, even to 128 gigs of RAM, which of course, that's a massive pool that allows for high fidelity experiences in the community aspect. So forcing the sim to run on the PS5's limited memory means Asobo must make compromises, but it's not just a one-time downgrade. This creates a constant development headache of managing different platforms' performance. And personally, the thing that worries me the most is more if they get lazy. Instead of separating different development branches, they push a larger, wider update that again affects PC. This brings us to the big question. I want to know where you stand. Is the fear of more broken updates and developer neglect justified? Are PC players right to worry that Asobo is sacrificing the stability of the core sim for console sales? So drop a comment, I really want to know. So let's cut to the chase. What does this all mean for you, the player? We won't truly know until December, until the launch, and maybe not even until the first update after that launch. But I personally think your biggest fear shouldn't be slower progress, it should be the quality of that progress. Asobo's track record has already shown a struggle to release stable updates to both PC and Xbox. With their attention now split three ways, the risk of half-baked patches that breaks even more than they fix have never been higher in my opinion, which is a shame because it feels like we're finally starting to get to a point where 2024 is becoming stable, at least as stable as it should have been on launch. And for Xbox players, the PS5 launch is a bit of a double-edged sword. On one hand, it validates the console market. On the other hand, just like PC users, it adds more risk to the updates. In my opinion, it's clear and obvious that Asobo are going to prioritise the Sony launch. They want to make sure the launch goes as smoothly as possible to get an even bigger, wider audience. And for the new PS5 players, welcome to Flight Sim. But one thing does worry me. Flight Sim, for all its decades it's been around, has always been on PC, and there's no problem with it going to console. And with it coming to a completely new platform that's not Microsoft associated, I really hope that Asobo does a great job at bringing it to the PS5 and making it an enjoyable experience. In the end, I'm genuinely surprised. It's a day I never thought I'd see coming that a Microsoft title would go to Sony PlayStation. And surprisingly, only one person I know of actually called this to happen. Somehow, Mark from the Sim Hangar managed to guess this and got it bang on. Needless to say, I'll be getting him to do my lotto ticket. But jokes aside, I understand the community is in a bit of an uproar, a lot of confusion, and people are a bit scared of having a repeat of what we've just been through. And sadly, there's no guarantees, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Although Asobo's track record isn't exactly ideal, I will say update to update things are improving. They're getting better at making sure they don't leave these big bugs in each time. And sadly, only time will tell. And the launch is set to happen in December, which really isn't far away. I know this isn't exactly what I normally do, but this news took me by such shock and surprise. And with seeing so many different perspectives online, I thought I'd just put my own out there. But with that said, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, it really helps me out. And if you could, subscribe, we're getting closer and closer to 10k and I can't thank you guys enough. But until next time, I'll catch you then.